each of you independently have brought up COVID. That seems to have been a special benchmark for most businesses. Can you walk me through pre-COVID versus post-COVID?
Well, there was a shit show.
It was horrible. We got to stay open. I'm sure we were not like a typical restaurant. Like none of us have a dine-in area really. And if we do, it's like 2 tables. So it was very easy for us to switch to the delivery and curbside, and do that easily. In Austin, at least. I know Chicago struggled a little bit more with that. So for the Brody Lane location, we just were getting like rocked every night. Like it was so busy. And it was also, people were really scared too. So it was a little bit of it was hard to work in that situation because we all still had our jobs and it was great, but we're like knocking on people's doors and everyone had gloves and masks on. And yeah, it was a lot. It was good for business, but hard on everybody else.
Yeah. I started off in Chicago when March 2020 came around and transitioned to Austin halfway through. But the first couple months in Chicago was like every day there was a new thing that needed to be done or a new procedure that needed to be enacted because it was ever evolving, and it was just kind of like, okay, what are we doing today? Does everybody have their mask on? We would have people that would come in and say, oh, your mask isn't above your nose. I'm going to call the health department. And then, the next week, the health department would come in. So it was just kind of like, I understand that everybody was trying to be safe everywhere. It was just kind of a little overbearing sometimes. And then, we got to Austin and it just seemed like everything was just a little bit more, a little bit easier, I guess, because it wasn't as intense as it was in Chicago. And then in every case, employees were all scared. So probably a third of our staff all quit just because they weren't sure of what was going on. So that was a big thing too.
Yeah, it was really hard because a lot of the managers at that time, especially in Chicago, were younger. So they were like in the mid-20s. I was getting calls from parents being like, you have to send my kid home. And I'm like, well, he's, he wants to be part of the business here and we're trying to keep the doors on, the lights on and everything. So, the crime portion of it and the breaking the windows and those type of things were just really, really intense. I mean, that was hard to take. And then obviously the fact that you walk in someplace and you get sick and the whole staff gets sick and, yeah, that was hard.
Did you experience any kind of social or economic type challenges, fallout, setbacks, or maybe benefits just from the boost in business? I'm curious about that era and how it truly shifted perspective.
I mean, at that time we had 2 stores in Austin, right? So we were just almost new to the area, but Chicago didn't really see benefit. I mean, if you think about our business, a lot of it's late night people drinking, coming home from bars, ordering pizza, businesses ordering, right? So downtown Chicago, all the skyscrapers were empty, all the bars were dead. So we did get a boost in the actual individual count, but that didn't make up for the fact that we lost the rest of it. So that was really difficult. And then, the fact that we had, employees quitting and people getting sick and not being able to basically staff the restaurants correctly. It was really hard. I know Austin had less restrictions and had an easier time. I shouldn't say easier. That's probably the wrong word.
We were not. Yeah, it was easier for sure, though. That's the right word. It was way easier. We didn't have those rules. I don't know. Our customers were arguing, because we had a mask mandate, but it was how can you force somebody to wear? It was just a big issue. I think in Texas, we're not as liberal as a state. But yeah, I mean, there were customers literally yelling at each other, and one would be like, I don't need to wear a mask, and the other one would be like, you need to put it on. And It was, yeah, but we just got really busy, like delivery wise, and we also had the snow apocalypse during that time.
Oh yeah,
And
that
that
was
was our
fun.
most insane week I've ever worked in my life. My mom
Mhm.
lives like close to Buda and our water was turned off. So me and my boss George were driving to Buda, filling up like huge gallons of water, taking it back to the store, heating it up, and then making dough out of it. That was insane. It was literally crazy. That was our busiest time ever. And I think a lot of people really appreciated us staying open through that too,
Mm.
because we stayed open we only closed like the first 2 days.
Well, you guys didn't have power, so you had to.
I know, yeah, but we opened right after. You didn't, was Congress open?
No, we opened the month after that. So
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
Because you
it was
worked
all
there
hands
with
on
us.
deck. Oh yeah,
Yeah, you were
definitely.
there. It was insane. My house was one of the only ones that had power like that. And so I had my boss stayed with me and a bunch of my employees came and stayed with me. It was a
Yeah.
crazy time. Yeah.
I had an employee from your store and his family and their dog came and stayed with me for a couple
Oh,
nights. It
yeah.
was insane.
That's crazy. Yeah, it was definitely, I think that was a big, it showed a lot of everybody's character, how everyone treated each other
Right.
during that time. Yeah.
I think we were closed by 5 p.m. every day, just purely
Yeah, we
because we
sold
were
out.
sold out of everything. It was like we
It was
couldn't make
awesome.
dough
We had a
fast enough.
line.
Yeah.
Mhm.
People were just thanking us for being open. I think the firefighters came in every day and
Yeah,
ordered
the
like 10
firefighters and
pizzas
police
each.
officers.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool.
Have you guys been rated by Dave Portnoy yet?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
like 5 million hits on that day. It was pretty crazy.
Oh, really? Okay. Do you recall the rating?
It was pretty high. I can't remember the exact rating, but he was with Jason Derulo and he was in New York, and he came into one of the stores there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I
We're
want to
actually,
say it was 7.8.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
it was
Is that the
definitely
Barstool
good.
Sports guy?
Yeah.
That's
We're actually
Yeah.
partnered with
awesome.
Barstool now too. We actually just signed a deal with them to do advertising with them.
Oh, excellent. So a 7.8 out of Dave Portnoy on a deep dish is phenomenal because that's not his
Oh,
normal palate. I mean, he's a
7.4. I'm sorry.
I mean, anything over 7 from Dave Portnoy on a deep dish, I'm telling you, that's like an 11 out of 10. That's
Right.
amazing. Yeah, that's great. Excellent. So let's go back to ownership a little bit. What advice would you give any potential franchise owners out there or people interested in buying into the franchise? What advice could you give those people?
Do you guys want to start?
Yeah, Eric, you go first on this
Sure.
one.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is you just have to be in the restaurant at the end of the day. The more you're in the restaurant, the more that you know that the customer is going to get taken care of, that the employees are going to be treating the product right and producing it correctly. So that's the biggest thing. And it's all about the four walls. You got to make sure everything inside of those are going to, as close to perfection as possible. And hopefully you'll succeed.
Yeah, I agree with that. You definitely get what you put into it, out of it. So it just takes a lot of marketing. Like you need to be well rounded and being able to go and talk to people and make connections and be able to lead your staff, and like not afraid to put the pizza place, the restaurant first. Like it's not about, making sure everybody else is happy inside your store. I mean, yes, you want your staff to be happy, but your number one priority is Jets. So I think that's something everyone should know.
Yeah, you definitely can't manage from cameras for sure. I mean, I've tried; it doesn't work. You've got to have people in there that are vested, that want to be part of it, and then also just allowing as you grow, they grow kind of deal, I think is really important too, and have opportunities for them to do that. You know, I think in terms of like, if I was investing in a franchise, I think you got to look at like their marketability. You know, like there's so many franchises out there. I mean, you guys got like plumbing franchises, like, you know, daycare. I mean, just everything you could possibly think of. And if it doesn't have a name or something really special, whether it's product or some sort of like software or system or something like that, don't invest in it, because otherwise we're just basically opening, you know, someone else's name and doing all the work. But I mean, like Jets is like, it's got such a great brand name and great systems and great recipes, and you know, they teach you about the brand, they teach you how to like run the store. So there's a lot of added benefit for being a Jets franchisee.
Do you see the what were they, FBC's franchise business consultants? Do you see their presence in your stores frequently? I was just looking on the website, and that was one of the benefits, is just having the corporate consultants engaged in your business in the daily day.
Yeah, they come down. Like when we first open the store, you can have corporate will send people to come for like the first 2 weeks, however much you need them for. And then like we did the UT tailgate last weekend, and they sent somebody from corporate down to help us get social media content and just make sure it ran smoothly. And then with that, we also have corporate inspections, you know, twice, sometimes more a year. And like we are able to reach them through we're actually switching services right now, but we're able to message and get responses back about any questions, and like, you know, they'll help us make coupons and different advertising stuff. So they're really involved on a corporate scale, I think.
Yeah, that's good to know. I recently spoke with a gentleman who just allowed a 10-year franchise agreement lapse with a nationwide restoration company. And I asked, gosh, you know, you kind of worked your way up into a leadership role nationwide with this franchise. Why aren't you not renewing your 10-year agreement? And he said, kind of to your point, David, he said, I'm tired of working for them. All they do is charge me a royalty and I get zero support. So it sounds like Jets has a different kind of engagement with their ownership. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like, you know, economies of scale and marketing are huge too. It's like, you know, if you've got, you know, hundreds and hundreds of stores, and you could buy TV commercials, digital, print, door hangers, I mean, whatever you're buying for way cheaper. I mean, that's going to help you. And in the brand name, it's like, you know, when we open these stores up, I mean, even if we're in Montana, I mean, they're opening up at like good numbers. So, I mean, there's definitely some people have heard of it. Some people tell each other. It's easier traction on social and stuff like that. But if you're a no-name brand, I mean, you're basically doing all the work. And what's the point? I mean, you're basically just paying a partner to pay a partner. So definitely the most important thing, I think, is just having, you know, a brand name out there that will attract customers, and then you have to supply part of the special sauce in terms of like, you're the gasoline in this thing. So if you don't fill the tank on this thing, it's going to just run out. And that's, you know, that's money, that's, you know, people, that's culture, that's, you know, making sure everything is, operations is running right, all those. The biggest thing I think is like, you know, just if we can get people to just try the Square, I think it's an amazing product. I think everyone will love it. You know, if you're in Austin, Chicago, or Vegas, like, you know, drop in. We've got a bunch of like specials and deals going on. You know, we'd love to allow, you know, to serve you. So I mean, if we can get the Square out there, it'd be amazing, I think.
Yeah, before I joined on with David and the rest of the partners in this group, my old boss would say, Eric, you just got to get the pizza in the people's mouths. I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then, yeah, I mean, it just explodes after that, really. It just kind of, yeah, it's a fun thing. My favorite reaction, people always ask, they're like, why are you still with Jets? You know, it's been so long. I said, listen, I love it when a person or a customer has a smile on their face. They see that pizza and they head out because I know they've already enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I just want more people to try Jets. I want us to be more involved with schools, and I love doing like school carnivals and giving back to the community. And I also want people to know that if they're interested in working their way up, we are all looking for potential managers and more GMs for the future. Um, and it's a great company to work for. I mean, I've worked here since I was 17. I'm 25 now. I love it. It's my life. And we produce a great product that people love. So everyone should come try us.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We're growing in Texas and Vegas like a lot. So we'd love to find new partners, and you can work your way up from starting out position to like an ownership position. And like I said, like I gave that example earlier, I mean, there's some of our main partner people are making several $100,000 a year. So it's a great opportunity. And I think we allow people to make mistakes. I think we allow people to grow. I think we allow people to have differences. And as long as we're getting the product out there and treating each other fairly, I think at the end of the day, like we're just a big family.
You made a point about income right there that I think is just, it's unknown out there on the streets, that you can actually work in a business like this and make a lot of money, make a decent income. I believe it's just all about your attitude and how willing you are to learn the business and grow with the business and be a part of that growth. So it sounds like the Jets franchise is willing to invest in any of its employees to the extent that you can all grow that family together.
Well, in terms of our ownership group, yeah, I mean, I can't speak for Jets Corporate. They have a different model because they're obviously corporate stores. But our group, we do equity positions, and we do bonus and salary and stuff like that as well. So I mean, it's a pretty. And then if you grow in an area, you'll be tied into those stores, so you'll be able to grow in that area and make money off stores that you're not physically working in every day. So it's a pretty cool opportunity.
Yeah,
Well,
I own part of 4 stores, and I started way later, obviously, than everyone else. But I just got to the 2 newest locations. I got to buy into a percentage of those, and that's super awesome. I don't have to go and work at those, but I still will eventually get money from them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, David, Kirsten, Eric of the Austin, Vegas, and Chicago owners groups for Jets, thank you for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. Please stay in touch. I'd love to talk to you again sometime, and appreciate it.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Richard.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.